Paul Harrell, weekdays from 4 to 6. Learn more at paulharrell.com.
You know what that sound is. That's right. No, so Joe, every week, he takes our Conduit for Action quizzes and surveys, and they've got a new one up. The good folks at CFA have a brand new one up, and it's pretty good. It says, how many branches of government does Arkansas have? What are the proper roles of those branches? How do the branches balance each other out? Take the quiz at conduitforaction.org. It's their separation of powers quiz. Knowledge is power. Knowing is half the battle.
Well, the last 2 weeks I've got 100 on the quiz, so...
Oh, wow. Well, let me just tell you, if you don't get 100 on this one, I don't...
Oh, no.
I really don't think.
Oh, no.
I'm not going to know what to think, Joe. All right. So go ahead and let's click on it, load it up. It says it right here. Go ahead and click OK to start the quiz. This first one, question number 1, how many branches of government are there in Arkansas? 2, 3, 5, or 10?
Well, considering state governments are modeled after our current, like the national government, I'm going to go with 3.
All right, 3. Question number 2. What are the branches of Arkansas government?
Definitely the same as we have on the national level, executive, judicial, and legislative.
Okay.
Our executive is the governor, the judicial is the Arkansas Supreme Court, and legislative is our state Congress.
Yes, you could also refer to the legislative branch as egomaniacs. That would be the branch, egomaniac branch. Question number 3, which branch of government interprets the law, adjudicates civil criminal cases, and balances the Arkansas Constitution against legislative and executive branch action? This branch does not make the law. A, judicial, B, executive, C, administrative, or D, imperial.
I like imperial. I like the way that one sounds.
Yeah, why can't
the executive branch be imperial?
Why can't it be imperial?
I don't know, but I'm gonna go with judicial because that's the one branch that's left out of this question.
Which one?
Judicial.
You go with judicial?
Because it says and balances the Arkansas Constitution against legislative and executive branch action.
Okay.
The one that's not there, judicial.
So you're not gonna go with imperial?
No,
that's what you're telling me.
Even though I so want to.
Okay. Because
this is better music, in my opinion.
I mean, that's what you should. That's what you should do. Okay, all right,
yeah.
Sorry.
If you want to play that music for the rest of the time, I'm okay with that.
No thanks. All right. Question number 4. Which branch of government makes the law, determines how much the state taxes and spends, and is the policy-making branch of the government? A, executive, B, legislative, D, judicial, C, judicial, D, administrative branch. I don't think John Williams ever wrote a catchy theme to the administrative branch. Which one is it? Which branch makes the law?
That would be legislative.
Okay. All right. You sure about that? You know what I told you about.
You see the look on my face, and that's all you have to do. Is just like, because
I can tell you're for some reason second guessing yourself.
Yeah, because the executive branch is the other one in the back of my mind, because the executive branch signs bills into law, whereas the legislative branch...
Joe, I'm going to need you to stop right now. I'm going to need you to stop, and I'm going to need you to just say right here, disclaimer, that you will accept the results of the quiz and you're not going to overanalyze everything.
Yes,
and
I will accept the results of the quiz because...
you were a terrible student. I mean, just awful. Challenging the teacher and authority all the time.
That's what I do.
So what are you going with?
I'm going with legislative.
Okay. Thank you. Sorry. Question number 5. Which branch of government implements and enforces the laws and regulations created? A, executive, B, judicial, C, administrative, D...
There's that imperial again, man.
Imperial.
I want to vote for it. I want to click on it, but it's not right.
I like the imperial option. All right, so...
it's the executive branch.
Interestingly enough, I know Jimmy Kimball's not very popular right now among conservatives. Okay? Like, interestingly enough. However, a personal friend of mine made a Star Wars themed commercial parody for a dentist here in Arkansas. Dr. Abernathy is his name. He's also a friend of mine. And it's amazing. The editing's incredible. Everyone's talking about it. The views have absolutely exploded. And it's a Star Wars themed, and so it starts off in episode, New Hope, and they instead of having
the proper way to start to watch the series.
Well, instead of having the graph when they're going over the plot to take out the Death Star, instead it's a tooth, and the X-wing fires a laser into a canal, and it's advertising this new laser technology, and I don't know how new it is, but it's called PIPS, and it actually is a way to do root canals without traditional tools and files. And I'm telling you, it's absolutely fantastic. If you want to look it up on YouTube, and I think if you just Google Abernathy Dental, it's going to come up. It's because it's an extremely popular video, and it made Jimmy Kimmel the other night. So,
really?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's how good this video is. This parody video is. It is hilarious, and the editing's great. And they even take at the end part of the Star Wars special Christmas special that is banished, and they put that at the end. It's fantastic.
How did they find that? I've never seen it.
Oh, dude, I own a copy because I know the right people. I know the right people
because I've never seen it.
No, it's awful. You can't get through it.
That's the thing. I want to watch it because it's so awful. I've heard so many legendary tales.
Okay, all right. Sorry. All right, back to question number 6. Which branch of government is the proper branch to oversee the rules of evidence and rules of procedure for courts of law? A, legislative. B, judicial. C, executive. D, there it is again, imperial. Okay, Joe, which one is it?
It's judicial.
Judicial. All right. Now, question 7 is a good one. No, I'm sorry. We already did question 6. So question 6 is a really good one. Which branch of government is the proper branch to oversee the rules of evidence? That is a big one. I'm going to tell you about it here in a minute. We're going to get the results, though, first. All right, so, Joe, whenever you're ready, hit submit.
Do you know what I got on it?
You got 100%.
Hey.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
You pass basic civics. Yep. This is like the first test in 8th grade civics.
Yeah, I haven't had civics since 8th grade.
Okay, really? That's a huge problem.
I took a politics class in my freshman year, but it was just basic. It was just basic politics. It wasn't anything like this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Was that class about tearing down the institutions and
this was
burning campuses down? This wasn't that kind of politics.
This was way prior to that whole movement.
Okay.
I'm glad it wasn't.
Hey, honestly, in all seriousness, though, the Imperial March, it really is the tune of these anti-fascist type people. I mean, you got to remember, the Emperor Palpatine wanted peace in the galaxy,
quote,
and
unquote.
That meant total oppression of everybody else's rights and anybody who disagreed with him. I mean, that's certainly something. But to scroll down here, scroll down to the bottom, the last question, 6, okay? This particular question is, you need to know, which branch of government is the proper branch to oversee rules of evidence and rules of procedure in the courts of law? It is the judicial branch. If you vote for the tort reform amendment next November, though, if you vote for the tort reform next November, guess what's going to happen? The judicial branch will no longer set rules of evidence, and the legislative branch will. Now, that's a big change. Nobody wants to talk about it. And let me tell you something. I know how susceptible the legislature is to special interest. And I do not want those egomaniacs trying to set rules of a courtroom. I can tell you that much right now.
That's a little absurd, considering a lot of the people in the legislative branch are lawyers, so they're going to try to twist things to benefit them.
And that's a great point. Gosh, that's a good point, Joe. Very good job. They already think they should. A lot of these lawyers want to be judges eventually anyway, and so it's like, well, of course we know how to do it. We're lawyers. No, you're not a judge. Okay. The whole thing is ridiculous. Anyway, the phone number, call us, text us, 870-275-9799. Coming up in the next